Hello and welcome to our presentation on the future of retail. We'll be sharing with you over the next 20 minutes insights gleaned from a project run across Australia and New Zealand in the second half of this year that really sought to bring the key protagonists in this much debated area to the table to try and understand where we saw the future of retail going. Talking with you this afternoon is going to be myself from Direction First and Helen Bakewell, the Strategic Research Manager from AMP Capital Shopping Centres. And I'll be starting the presentation by taking you through what we did and how we did it. And in the second half, I'll be handing over to Helen to talk about what we found and what this means for retail. So the first thing we really want to talk about is what is actually going on in shopping, because so much has been said about the doom and gloom of retail shopping with the change that's occurred with online retail. But I think the problem is that what is forgotten is that overwhelmingly Australians and New Zealanders love to go shopping. So even although there's all this commentary and conversation around the doom and gloom of the retail sector, we still found when we asked a representative group of Australians and New Zealanders about shopping that 80 of them actually love to go shopping. And we also know that in the in-store environment, almost 71% of them are interacting with their smartphones, either before they go shopping or when they're in the shopping environment. So it's really suggesting that we need to be thinking about retail in a much more nuanced and perhaps a broader way than what we have in the past. The other thing is that people still love to go shopping, and a lot of people go shopping every week. In fact, we found that 73% of Australians still go shopping at least once a week. So the online experience is not the whole experience. In fact, we have numbers suggesting that in total, less than 10% of sales in retail are actually happening online. So this project was about bringing together the protagonists in this great debate. We first sought to talk to the retailers themselves to find out what are their issues in the future of shopping, and then we sought to talk to shoppers themselves to find out where do they see shopping going. So in order to come to our insights, we had about 4 key stages. The first stage was about a crowdsourcing and collaboration with retailers themselves in an interactive website where we asked retailers to come and talk with us about what are their challenges, what are the things they're concerned about for the future of retail. We then took shoppers to an interactive platform where we spoke to them about their thoughts on the future of shopping. We then quantified our findings in a nationally representative survey run both in Australia and New Zealand, and then we communicated back to our retailers our findings in very much an omni-channel interactive way so that they could learn and bring our insights to life in their own retailing. This slide here shows the interactive website that we used to talk to our retailers themselves. We called out to as many retailers as we could to share with us what their concerns were about the future of shopping. And when they came to this website, they were able to fill out a very short survey. And also we ran real-time a word cloud you can see on the right there that allowed the retailers themselves to see what other retailers were saying their issues and concerns were about the future of shopping. We got a broad representation of retailers coming to this site. We had almost half of our retailers had been in the industry for more than 10 years. And we also had newer retailers coming to the website. They also came from a variety of retail styles across many different brands and channels in the retail sector, whether it be fashion or digital or merchandise, all sorts of different retail areas. What was interesting about what they shared with us in this space, and I'm just going to show you now a summary word cloud of some of the things that came up with our retailers, is that they very much encapsulated many of the concerns about the future of this space. And you'll see that the entertainment and experience of shopping is something that they really want to know about for the future, as much as how technology plays into this, how customer service and relationships play into this, how does value fit into this space, and what really is all this wrapped up in as the future of shopping. I think one of the things that was really fabulous about what we got from our retailers was this depth of experience, as well as this wide number of issues that they really wanted interrogated for around the future of retail. On top of that, we used this input from the retailers to help us get to our next stage, which was to take their concerns into a very gamified and interactive space where we could talk to shoppers about the future of retail. We recruited a group of shoppers from across Australia and New Zealand, and we explored the concerns that retailers had about the future with them over a 2-week period. In the first week, we encouraged our shoppers to think through what the past was like for shopping, how they saw shopping now, and where they saw shopping going into the future. We asked them to think about shopping through different eyes and to see if they could identify trends for us or find trends. And we explored the meaning of value for them in this space. We also trained them to be trend spotters. So we curated a space in this platform where we brought what we thought were interesting ideas, but importantly, we encouraged them to go and explore and bring to this space ideas they saw as interesting for the future. We also let them talk in an unmoderated way. So the challenges that the retailers gave us in the beginning were what we moderated around. But we also had a space where they could just chat amongst themselves. And in this area, they raised a huge amount of issues, a large number of which were relevant to what we were trying to understand. It was everything from value in shopping, to parent spaces when shopping, to understanding ingredients labels on food, to wanting places to relax and green spaces to chill out when they're shopping. So that's, from me, a quick snapshot of what we set out to do and how we went about doing it. I'm now going to hand over to Helen, who's going to take you through some of the key insights we found through our co-creation with shoppers. So over to Helen.
Thanks, Erica. So A&P has really adopted a co-creation approach to understanding shoppers and retailing in general. And what this really allows us as a client to do is to develop a longer-term relationship with customers where we speak to them for a couple of weeks rather than just a traditional 2-hour speed date. And this approach has also allowed A&P to reconnect with consumers over a longer time horizon to re-engage and understand their changing needs. So we have 5 major trends in terms of the future of retailing, and the first one actually speaks directly to the methodology used, which is the co-creation generation. And we've definitely entered this generation whereby shoppers want to provide their input into or customise the experiences, the services, the products offered to them by their favourite brands and retail stores. As shoppers become more vocal about how brands can add value to them, the world's leading retailers are adopting collaboration strategies that make consumers the innovators in inputting into products and services they want to buy, which ultimately develops meaningful longer-term relationships. So really the recommendation from the consumers is to give them the opportunity to determine future product ranges, give them recognition for their contribution, and keep them informed. In fact, more than 80% of shoppers that we polled are more likely to shop from a store that has involved them in developing new experiences, products and services. So there's definitely a win-win for both. The second recommendation is to provide opportunities for shoppers to customise and personalise their products. Some live examples of this have included Starbucks, who have created My Starbucks Idea, an online forum for customers to share, discuss and vote on their ideas, which actually saw a competition involving cup design, which saw sales increase. Or probably a lot of you have seen the Magnum Pleasure Pop Store, where you can create your own Magnum with a choice of 18 different toppings. So a very bespoke way to co-create your own ice cream. And shoppers also want to be involved in creating their own in-store experience, including influencing the overall atmosphere, design and service provided. And in general pants, you can go in-store currently to the iPad kiosk and actually pick the music that's playing in-store while you go to the change room. So pretty cool indeed. We've also heard a lot about the consumer connection, but that's increasing as we move forward. Shoppers are willing to share their information with brands and retailers, but only when it's really made clear to them what they will receive in return. This information exchange must add value to your shopper with content tailored to fit the individual's preferred method of communication, selected frequency and interest. It's no longer just a sign up one-way traffic, give us all your details and we might give you something or not. Consumer information is a way for a brand or store to play a powerful role in connecting like-minded people and forging strong communities and brand advocates. So the recommendation here is really facilitate bringing like-minded shoppers together through activities and events. And one retailer who's doing this very effectively is Mitre 10, who hosts DIY ladies' nights only, bringing together women with shared common interests to offer them advice and guidance in a safe and hands-on environment. The second recommendation is to really provide customers up front with the benefits in joining the database and clearly outlining what the information will be used for. In fact, 87% of shoppers say they want to be given a choice in how and when they are contacted by retailers, because some customers only want to hear from you every Mother's Day or twice a year, whereas other customers who love your brand want to hear from you every single day or every single week. And we actually found that 79% of Australians and 82% of New Zealanders say email contact is currently the best form of communication from retailers. And the third recommendation is therefore to give customers the option to determine how and when they are contacted by you and abide by these boundaries. Some customers will want to hear from you by SMS, whereas for others it's a completely no-go zone. A really interesting example is the Super Cheap Auto, who has a retailer who has a popular VIP program that clearly outlines at the outset the benefits of joining. And interestingly, if a product a consumer purchased using their VIP card goes on sale within 2 weeks of the purchase, they will then credit the difference to the customer's VIP account. The customer doesn't even have to flag it with Super Cheap Auto. So that is rewards indeed. The third main finding is moving really from cashiers to much more of a consultancy role. Great customer service has and always will be the cornerstone of successful retail businesses. And with an overwhelming amount of information now available to consumers, they do feel quite overwhelmed, and the expectations on retail staff have once again shifted. Taking the role of consultant and not cashier, shoppers are looking for retailers for honest and expert guidance and advice to help them narrow their choices and make the right purchasing decision. The recommendations that retailers were really putting forward were for retailers playing an active role in helping them navigate through the information available, not just in store, but also being aware of product ratings and highlighting what's popular on Pinterest and social media sites, and also being knowledgeable and being able to give their expert opinion in store. The second recommendation was really about providing seamless and helpful experience from online to the in-store and vice versa, because now there's no difference between shopping in-store in JB Hi-Fi and online. For the shopper, it is the same experience, and they expect a high level of customer service as a result on both channels. And thirdly, Recommendation 3 is to provide a service that helps to solve a customer's problems, give them honest advice on how well the product will suit their needs, and go the extra mile to show them how much you want to help. 2 great live examples include West Elm, who offer free design services to customers whether you're planning a party or styling your entire home. And in New Zealand, As Colour introduced Colourmatic into their stores, a virtual stylist that could analyse colours that best suit your skin tone and then provide advice on real outfits in store that would best suit your needs. The 4th recommendation is really making the store very much a sensory experience. As the consumer's world becomes increasingly screen-based, when venturing away from the desk or the couch or the device, customers want to experience the real world in all the 5 senses: smell, sight, touch, feel, taste. Most shoppers believe that sensory in-store activations actually enhance their shopping experience. These positive interactions create a lasting impression, assist in developing deeper connections with customers and memories of shopping, and inspire people to return and shop more often. The recommendations in this space is to give customers the opportunity to genuinely interact with your products without any pressure to buy, and actually to demonstrate the product being used. The sign of "do not touch" actually needs to leave the retail premises forevermore. 80% of Australians and 76% of New Zealanders agree that touching and interacting with products is what makes the in-store shopping experience invaluable. Shoppers also said that they really want to be surprised and delighted through unexpected experiences or special offers such as gifts, rewards and sampling. And Body Shop does this really well, that when you actually buy a product and they put it in the bag for you, they'll often put in a sample or 2 that when you get home and unpack it, you get surprised and delighted that you've actually, been given a little extra. And the 3rd recommendation is to give your shoppers a sensory journey through activations such as distinctive fragrances, creative and inspiring in-store designs, and customised music. 2 fabulous examples are Nespresso, which I'm sure many of us love, where you can get a free coffee and allows shoppers to taste different products, see the machine in action, and also understand the aromatic smell that you'll be able to smell when you're at home. And Origin's new flagship store design echoes the Australian landscape with incorporation of finishes such as timber, stainless steel and marble, but all these elements are added to and tied together with a leather scent to form a memorable sensory journey. And the final finding was earning loyalty. Loyalty can't just be earned through discounts, VIP sales and reward points alone. Excellent service, passion and authenticity are absolutely key factors in developing loyalty among shoppers. Whilst loyalty cards are offered and are important for retailers, customers need to be convinced of the tangible benefits before they sign up, as well as be inspired by the experience they receive in store. So if you have a loyalty program, make sure that customers feel truly valued through them, with the points and the offers being targeted by the shopper in question. 83% of Australians and 87% of New Zealanders shoppers feel more loyal if a shop assistant tells them the truth, even if they don't make the sale. So really initiating meaningful and helpful gestures, services and experiences is absolutely important. And 8% of customers said that loyalty is more than just a loyalty card. So make sure you surprise your customers with unexpected rewards beyond your loyalty card when they next visit. So finally, customers have really endorsed the approach of collaboration to come together with better business ideas that they see that they will benefit from. As one shopper said to us, "I'm very excited to be part of creating better shopping experiences." The other added benefit of using the approach that we did is you see customers and work colleagues seeing each other's ideas being generated and comments, and therefore ideas can often evolve on the board with everybody's input over weeks of discussion leading to deeper involvement.